If I ask you to define love, how will you define it? To some, love is a force. To some, love is energy. There is this force that is pushing you to do something even though you don't want to do it. But there is a force pushing you to do it. Sometimes it can be a spiritual energy, a physical energy, a psychological energy pushing you beyond your limits. But I want you to know that love is not just energy or force, but love is a language. It is the only universal language God gave to mankind. If I speak Farafara now, those who don't understand Farafara will not understand. If I speak Mampruli, if you don't understand Mampruli, you won't understand. And when I go to my village and speak English, those who don't understand English will not understand what I'm saying. But anywhere you go in life and you are using love as a language, everyone understands it. Love is universal. To understand even animals, understand the language of love. To understand even objects, understand the language of love. That you love a tree and take good care of that tree, and that tree will do well. Hate the tree and that tree will die. You love a dog and that dog can recognize you among millions of people and run to you. You hate a dog and that dog will see you from far and start running. Love is a language, and it is so universal that animals, the earth, the environment, the people around, those who understand your language and those who don't understand your language, understand that language. That a child of 3 months can be crying, but when the mother pick that child, the child will stop crying. Because even at that level, they understand what is called love. Some of you, you have walked out of what God have asked you to stay in because you didn't understand this factor. I was at the airport one day and some 3 ladies were passing by, and then some of them, this airport or something like that. One of their airport men say, "Hello, sweetie, can I get your number?" Because one thing about iPhone is that when your airport is on, anyone can connect with you. When you connect with that person, you can start chatting with that person. Now, I didn't know who was that, so I was looking around because I'm not used to that application. So I chatted, I said, "Who is this?" And she said, "I love you." I said, "Who is here?" And she said, "Turn your back." I turned and looked at, and I saw one white lady with some hair from down to some yellow hair. I said, "Do you know what is love?" Love is not communicated. Love in itself is a language. The person don't have to tell you, "I love you," before you know he or she loves you. When you love that individual, do you have to say it before the person know? Are we communicating? There are people you say, "I love you," and they say, "I don't believe." That is because your action don't really show you love them. Because love is not communicated. Love in itself is a language. Are you getting it? So if you tell someone, "I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you," it doesn't change anything if that language is missing in your actions. But women are moved with what they hear. That's why men lie. And men are moved with what they see. That's why women do makeup. Amen. Because they have to do makeup so that when you see them, you can like them. Men want to see, but women want to hear. So men can manufacture words and come and say it. Amen. I want to teach you on something called the love equation. Why would Jesus ask us to bless those who curse us and pray for them and wish them well? You are cursing me and I have to bless you. It's in the nature of men to fight back. It's in the nature of men to be defensive. And it is in the nature of men to speak back when you speak to them. They feel good when they speak to you and you reply. Every man who keep quiet after you talking to that man know that he's struggling inside. Because it is in our nature to curse those who curse us and bless those who bless us. And Jesus said, "I know you have heard, and they have told you that you should bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you. But I, Jesus, say this to you: bless those who curse you and wish them well." What a contradictory to the laws of Moses. Now, Jesus was teaching us the love equation. You cannot bless those who curse you until you understand the love equation. And those who are men of God and you are here, do you know that you can heal more people with love than with the gift of healing? More people can get delivered with love than with the gift of healing. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. When he loved the world, he didn't heal, he gave. Because one thing about love is that love heals faster than the gift of healing. A cripple can walk with love than with the gift of healing. So why is it that you are loving a cripple and that cripple is still not walking? That is because it's one thing to love and another thing to receive love. I can give you love as a cripple, but until you know how to receive that love, you will remain a cripple. So people know how to receive the gift of healing, but they don't know how to receive love. That is why people are still hurt in the midst of love. And 99% of people here don't know how to receive love. People have loved you, but you don't know how to receive love. If I meet you and I said I love you, you say I love you too. If I take your WhatsApp, those of you in relationship, say I love you too. Good night too. I miss you too. Do you know that all this while you have been doing the wrong thing? Because when someone said I love you, you are not supposed to reply I love you too. It is a wrong reply. Amen. Now let me help you. When you go out and your boyfriend said I love you and you said a different thing, they will be angry. They are waiting for I love you too, so that they can be satisfied. Is it that he no longer love me, or why is he not saying I love you too? Now you will educate them after today. I said I love you. Why did you say I love you too? I'm giving you love. You're supposed to receive that love. You haven't received that love and you are giving it back. So if I say I love you, first of all you must receive it and look for your own time and opportunity to get back to me and say I love you. Where were you until I said I love you? There are some people you will meet outside and say you are looking good. Say hey, you too. They don't know how to say I appreciate. It means a lot to me. You have received it. Say you are looking good. You are looking good too. Bye bye. Now, do you know that you have not received that compliment? You haven't received it. So that's just in words, but in action, people don't know how to receive love. And when love is coming, it is not wrapped in love. When a blessing is coming, it is not wrapped in blessing. That is why you can meet a blessed man and still miss your blessings. Because those who carry your blessing don't look like it. Those who really love you don't look like it. They love you, but they will never tell you I love you. My mother has never told me I love you. They don't know how to say it. In your families, you know your father loved you, but he packaged the love in a way that if you are not smart, you can't recognize it. He will love you and still send you to the farm. It's a way of packaging it. You hate farm. You love to stay in the house, eat, dress, and do and enjoy life. But your father will beat you and show you the way to the farm. If you miss farm and he return home, you are a dead man. He will beat you like he's not the one who gave birth to you. That's love wrapped and packaged in a way you will not recognize it. He will love you, and then when you are hungry, he will not even mind you, because he feel like at your age you should be able to get food yourself. Your mother will be complaining, say, come and get food. Your father don't even mind if you want to die. That's love wrapped and packaged in a way you may not be able to recognize it. So love can come in a way you are not expecting it. Someone can love you and don't say it. So that's why we have young men here who, there are ladies they admire and they are only dancing to impress them. They don't have the ability to tell them. We become more like God when we love people. If you want to look like God, then learn how to love. 1 John 4:8.
He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love.
Good. He that loveth not knoweth not who? God. For God is, which means the forces that have made up of God is love. The factor and the materials that have made up of God is what? Love. And if you don't love, you don't know God, because God is love. So if you cannot love, it is not love you don't have, it is God you don't have. I want to take it again. If you cannot love, it is not love you don't have, it is God you don't have. A man who loves is a man who have met God. That is why I don't care. I can see TB Joshua when he was alive. I can see him performing concoction here and I'll still love him, because it is not how charismatic you appear and how holy you appear that determine whether you know God or not. It is the amount of love that you have brought to your environment that shows whether you know God or not. A pastor who can open their mouth and curse you never met God. How many people want to go to heaven? Why do you want to go to heaven? You want to go to heaven because you are afraid of hell. Is that not it? Some people really want to go to heaven not because they are afraid of hell. They have described hell. They don't want to be there. And let me tell you something. If Jesus is in this church today, and if you are born again and Jesus is in you, why do you still want to go to heaven? Now, if Jesus appeared to you and you are having a conversation with Jesus, never mention heaven to him and never talk about heaven where Jesus is. So men of God are busy talking about heaven, leaving Jesus. That's why Jesus is angry, because it is an insult to the personality of Jesus to be in a church and you are busy preaching heaven, leaving him. Because heaven is not a place. Heaven is an atmosphere, and that atmosphere is a personality, and that personality is Jesus. Now, let me tell you something. Like, when was that? I was sitting at the back. Good, Tamale Airport. We went and boarded, and I was sitting at the back, and some people, I was wearing my, and some people were watching my video. How to see names through the functionality of the word of knowledge. They were watching my video and were talking about me and all that, and I was sitting at the back, very quiet, as they were arguing. Someone said, I'm in Nigeria and I came to Ghana. Someone said, no, this guy is a village boy from Lambisi. Hey, yeah. And I was there. I was listening. When we're done, we all boarded the plane. I never let them know I'm behind them, because I wanted to hear more. Now, they were talking and talking. Now, assuming they really saw me and they ignore me and they are talking about the video, how will I feel? The one who brought heaven into existence is in your midst. You, the pastor, you are busy preaching about heaven and you are leaving him. It is an insult to his personality. And if you do that, God can stop moving in your church. So don't admire heaven, admire Jesus. Don't desire heaven, desire Jesus. If Jesus leave heaven and come to earth, the earth will be heaven. When the president of United States of America enter any Air Force, it become Air Force One. Do you know that? If the president leave his car and enter my car, it become car number one in United States of America. It's not the car that makes the difference. It's the personality in the car. No matter where the president lives, that is the first focus of the military. If we can love the love language, we can communicate to everything around us, because it is a universal language.